Alright, welcome to the speed build and then of course my thoughts and review on the LEGO Ideas Birds. It's literally just called Birds. I love it. And it is just what it says it is. It is just some birds. So I have a few thoughts on these that I'll definitely need to get off my chest when we're getting to the review, but for now I'm looking forward to at least building these again, and I do love that I don't have to put any stickers on or worry about these being stickers because they are printed pieces. So with that, let's get to the speed build for this. I am sure you know how the buttons work down there by now, so do click them as you please. And a snap to disassembly as per usual, and then a speed build, and then to my thoughts. Here we go. Alright, and the birds are done. So, my genuine thoughts on this is that I mostly like this. I think it's genuinely something that LEGO should make more of, and I know the botanical series has certainly made the flowers more popular, but I think making more of these just creatures on their own, as their own thing, just multiple, whatever creature, whatever animal in a set, just displayable and, its own thing. Instead of being like a 3-in-1 or something like that, just make literally 3 things in one set that are all together and put them together and make them work together. That is what this set is, and that's why I love it, because this is a 3-in-1 set that is actually a 3-in-1 set. There are 3 different builds in this one set, and that is what the actual essence of a 3-in-1 should be. But of course, they can't call this a 3-in-1 because that would go against, well, the actual 3-in-1 marketing that LEGO has. So I kind of disagree with the whole 3-in-1 thing being needing to be separate builds, like you need to buy 3 of those sets in order to actually build all 3. That sucks, alright? I think this is the ideal, and I really wish LEGO would do more of these. That's the overall just look at this that I have, and now let's go through sort of the actual features of this set. And of course you got 3 different birds that you can look at and display, and you got their nice scientific names that I'm going to go ahead and try to butcher. The Erithocus, the Columbri, and the Cyanocida? I don't know. Anyway, now after butchering those scientific names, I can actually call them by bluebird, a hummingbird, and a redbird. I know that's not a redbird, but I think it's like a volcanic bird or something like that it's commonly called. Regardless, I'm gonna call it the redbird because it's red and brown. Yeah, so overall things, let's start with the redbird. Of course, you can take them out of their stands and put them into their stands pretty much universally as easily as the next. Except for the hummingbird, you gotta kind of pull them out a little harder, but even still, taking them out of their stands, ease, good job. This just being able to take them out and look at them and inspect them and actually appreciate them for what they are, very easy, very nice, and gravity does the rest in order to actually display it however you want. So, starting with this red-brown bird, we got the flappy, adjustable sort of tail that there is. This does have the best-looking feet in my mind, because, well, the other two don't even really have feet. They have different things going on, and I think this one definitely works the best in sort of the overall look. But of course, in that thing, it has to have a pole sticking up its butt. So I will dock it on that, but, you know, you gotta compromise at some point. So with the hummingbird, I think the underside actually looks a lot better than the overside. And it's not just because, you know, the inverted things going on, the inverting build technique going on, you know, where there's studs on this side and then this is all just basically not studs. That's fine with me. I think what's not fine is that this side just has so much more detail. Like there's so much more feathers and stuff to look at and color. And then you flip it over and it's just all dark green and then all light green. It's not nearly as interesting on top, even though they definitely could have done that. So yeah, and then of course you can adjust its head to actually look like it's getting into the flower. That is a nice little addition and sort of the first like nice looking flower that LEGO has put in an official set. So I like that. Very good. Very nice. And last but not least, the bluebird, which again, you can just easily take out of its thing. And with this one, you can kind of adjust its wings a little bit because they're on that little ball joint. Though, if you adjust it too much in one direction, if you look at it from the right angle, you can clearly see sort of all that stuff in there. So you kind of just have to rest the wings down where they're supposed to be. There's not really a whole lot of adjustment that you're supposed to be able to do with this, but regardless, you can kind of adjust the wings. So I will say that. And then the head sort of just adjusts a teensy bit. So yeah, not much that you can actually overall do with this, but you can still display them however you want. You can orient them. There's a little bit of adjustability and displayability throughout all three of them. So with that, I think that if LEGO were to do something like this and have modern building techniques in something like this, sort of just re-release 3 different birds in one set and make that its own thing, and I would be so happy. Just put a whole new series of not just botanical things, but also living things. The animals are just as important and awesome, so I want LEGO to make more of them. I know they technically made that tiger or whatever, but that is the 3-in-1 that I am not looking for. I wish they had made a tiger, another one, and another one, all in the same set. Maybe they can increase the price, but just decrease the size, increase the amount of effort that they put into it, and that's the win for me. This is not necessarily just a review of these, but also just 3-in-1s in general, because I think this is what 3-in-1s should be, and this is what 3-in-1s mean to me. This is what LEGO should have done with 3-in-1s from the beginning, because I don't like having to reassemble a set. I want to just have all the things that are awesome looking and be able to display them. And with this, I can do that. And they are indeed very displayable. I know this is a little bit of an older set, so if you can find this set for a reasonable price, go for it, but I don't recommend you go out and try to get it if you can't find it for a reasonable price, because really the only thing special about this set is these little printed pieces. So just go find the pieces, build this for yourself without the printed pieces, see what it's like, see if you like the displayability of it without even knowing what the scientific name of it is. And that's sort of the essence of this set. It's got the 3 different birds, it's got nice displayability, and on top of that, it's even got a little bit of education to go along with it. So you learn a little bit about these birds along the way with the instructions as you're building them. And yeah, it's good stuff. I will say though, mentioning the instructions, it is very difficult to use digital instructions for builds that are this old, and I still wish that LEGO would improve the instruction quality of some of these sets, because seeing the difference between black and brown is just almost impossible sometimes with the blurriness of these sets. And I'll show you the digital instructions and just why it's so blurry and stuff. But yeah, that's my biggest honest complaint about this, is that with ease, they could just scan all of the papers again with a camera, be done, and nobody would be the wiser. But they refuse to do that still, so I continue to complain about older sets instructions because I shouldn't need to have the physical instructions. I should be able to go online. And having every, digital instruction means nothing if half of those instructions are literally useless. So, LEGO, hire an intern and do better. That's my biggest thing with this. And anyway, I know I went a little off track with that, but overall, I do say this set gets a nice 4 out of 5. I don't think I can give it a 5 out of 5. It's just not that good, but it is displayable, it is nice, and it's educational, so I really gotta give it a good boost for that. And yeah, so with that, thanks again for watching. I'm sure you know how the buttons work down there by now. So do click them as you please. Mr. HiYodaPanda, out.